Okay, I've had time to get back to working on the van. So here's my wool insulation. This is the area I'm working on. You can see I've got some insulation in there now. What I'm working on now is this area up here. This is a chase that runs the length of the van, it looks like, and it's completely hollow all the way up through here. So I want to fill that with the wool, and I'm going to show you the best way to do that. So the way I do that, let's see if we can get a good video of this somehow. I'm going to take your wool and just pull pieces off, okay? So you want to get it nice and loose. You don't want hard pieces of wool. You want fluffy stuff like this. All right, fluffier it is, the better, because as you shove it into these small holes and then down the trace, it can block up. So the fluffier it is when you do that, the easier it's going to go into the hole. So you take a little bit, put it into the hole. I do this with two hands, but unfortunately I don't have an operator for my camera right now. But I put it in with my left hand, and while I'm putting it in with my left hand, I just take a piece of 12 gauge wire and feed that down in there. Because it's loose, it doesn't bind up as I'm pushing it in. So right now I've got insulation all the way up to there. So I'm insulated to here. All the insulation is in this area here. You can see these areas have already been insulated. So that's how I do it. Like I said, make sure the wool is loose when you're packing it into those holes. Makes it a lot easier to get it in there. Yeah, with a wire makes it easy to get it into these small areas. Another thing I want to mention is I took the rig out for a ride today. I didn't have any insulation in this area here. I did have that insulation in. And as we were riding, I was getting a tremendous amount of vibration off of this particular piece right here. So halfway through I stopped, I took some of the wool, I shoved it into that area there. I also put a little wool on the stove. And that reduced cabin noise by about 50% relative to what it was when we were driving without the insulation in there. So this is a big area of rattling. This was a big area of rattling. I'm not sure how much that's going to be behind the wall, but if that is rattling behind the wall, and by the way they put the insulation in, I would expect it to, you're going to find that deadening that area with putting the wool in there will certainly, or putting insulation in there will certainly reduce noise transfer. I'm also filling this little hole in here. This is going to be a lot more difficult to get, but this whole area down here is hollow, so that will all be filled with insulation. I'm going to shove some insulation in back through here, and as much as I can get back in here. This is an empty area right here. So that's the job for the day. This takes forever because it's hard to get those. It's not hard. It just takes a long time to fill those traces with the wool. So I've been out here for about 30 minutes so far, and I'm about halfway done. So I figure filling everything in here probably take me another 35-40 minutes. All right, I'll be back.